Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into the North Main Minute. I'm Joshua Doby. Big item that's on a lot of people's minds right now when it comes to the idea of, are we going into recession? First of all, there's an academic definition when it comes to recession. Then there's the more practical aspects of when we are in a recession. The academic aspect by most academicians is that we are in a recession when we have 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. Basically, that means not only are we not growing, but we are actually retracting as an economy for 2 consecutive quarters. Most academics agree that's the definition of a recession. But then there's the more practical aspect, which we feel is frankly the most important when it comes to understanding A, are we going to be in a recession? B, are we in one? And if we're in one, C, when are we going to get out of it? And it has to do with a couple of things that just are good for day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month kind of things to keep in mind. First of all, we encourage folks, if you're concerned about your job, your industry, whether the overall economy is going to recession, make sure you concentrate, you hear us say this a lot, on establishing and building an emergency fund. We've had a lot of conversations, unfortunately, with folks here over the last couple of months of folks who have been put on furlough or have been let go from their jobs. And the folks who are in the spaces of the most financial flexibility and security are those folks who have built up emergency funds. Doesn't have to be a huge dollar amount. You just want to be consistently contributing to that kind of thing so that if the unexpected happens, you don't need to make radical changes or shifts because of your need to be able to pay bills within the next week, 2, 3, or 4 weeks. Second big item to keep in mind. Take a look at your expenses. Now, I'm not one who's going to be judging on budgets. It's just not my style. It's not what I do. Everybody has their money and their right to spend as they see fit and appropriate. But what we encourage folks to do, especially in this day and age, is take a look at where your spend is. I'll say it this way. There literally are apps now that are out there to help you figure out how much you are spending on a monthly basis, because we always have a lot of these little things that are happening. Sometimes we don't even remember them. Maybe it's for this music service or this online service, or for things we're not even using anymore, a workout kind of app that we're not using anymore because we're working out on our own. All these kinds of things, you start to add them up, you can find sometimes a notable amount of monthly expenses that you're not even using anymore. So make sure you take a look at that. Make sure you take a look at your overall budget. Make sure that where you're spending is actually things that you're using. And then the third big item, if there are items to trim or if there are ways to get a little bit more modest in terms of your spend that are easy for you to do, maybe consider them. Because you hear us talk about that spread all the time, your ability to produce income and your fixed overhead, and always wanting to increase that spread. If there are items that you're really not missing it all that much or you could do without, maybe trim them for a little while. If you're concerned about your job, the overall economy, see where things kind of shake out. You can always add them back in. It's not like you can't go back to them ever again. But sometimes just having those extra couple of dollars, some extra financial flexibility in a given month can mean a real big deal for you feeling like you're in a space, again, of that financial flexibility and allowing you to sleep well at night. If you'd like to reach out to us at North Main Financial Group, talk about your budget. How does it fit in with your portfolio, your overall plan? Are you flexible enough to be able to absorb some things that maybe you don't expect? Love to hear from you. NorthMainFinancial.com.